Where are we going to?
3 months later, the company returns to Pebble Beach to hold its second retreat. Progress has been made. The first mock-up of the new computer is in the trunk Steve is carrying. But the flush of excitement that animated the first days of startup has given way to the pressure of solving actual problems in time to meet critical deadlines. The minute Steve begins to deliver his traditional sayings of Chairman Jobs, it becomes clear that the mood of this retreat will be different from the first.
Well, my first saying is that the honeymoon is over. All of those wonderful things that we got for just being are now sort of just old news. We are like every other startup. We've been a company now for 6 months. And yes, you could say that, well, we had a lawsuit for 4 of those months and we had this and that. But the bottom line is the world doesn't really care. What the world cares about is what we produce. We've been a startup for 6 months. We've been spending money like we've been a startup for 6 months. And in some areas, we've really produced a lot. We've got a lot to show for 6 months in some areas. In other areas, we don't have a lot to show for 6 months. So I hope that throughout this retreat, we tend to make sure that our feet are on the ground and we realize that we're going to be judged like every other startup from here on out, and that is by what our product is and how timely we bring it to market. Not on the fact that we're next, not on the fact that we were sued, not on the fact that we're really good people who had a lot to do with Macintosh. That stuff's irrelevant at this point.
What we'd like to do is step back a minute from the point of view of what's feasible. Ignore that.
In December, the group concluded they must ship product in 18 months and agreed they could be ready. 3 months down the line, this seems questionable, and there is frustration in the room.
It's totally useless, as far as I can see, to talk about how you're going to implement something unless you know what it is you want to implement. So that's what I'm not getting. I'm not getting it from marketing. I'm not getting, a clear idea from anybody really what the features are and what is this thing that we're talking about doing.
It ain't my job. And if I was him, it wouldn't be my job, it'd be your job.
It isn't like this should be something new.
That's one.
But, I agree. Let me back up a bit.
So somebody's got to say, here's what we can do, and we can make it happen, and here's the level of thing we can ship in 16 months. And what I hear him saying is, well, anything more than a Port of Mac author, forget it. And boy, that just makes me smoke. It just seems like we're in this really difficult time where, I don't know, I sort of think another month's going to go by and there's still not going to be anything running on the sun that's very interesting. And another month will go by and there still won't be anything running. And it just seems like it's just, and I guess maybe that's just the way it has to be.